Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly focus, April the 29th through to May the 5th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Let's get straight to the cards, get straight to the energy of the week. We have Saturn going retrograde on Monday. We have the new moon in Taurus on Friday. That's kind of the highlights. We do know that Mercury is talking to just about everybody up there in the sky this week. Mercury is in Aries right now, and it is talking to Jupiter and the North Node, South Node, Saturn, Pluto. So before it goes into Taurus next week, we stayed so long in Pisces, didn't we? It was Mercury, Pisces forever and a day. But once Mercury started going direct, it picks up speed pretty quick. So we only have one more week of Aries being in, well, for you it'd be work, career, what defines you as a person. Watch your wording because you could be a little bit too blunt. So practice what you want to say and then say it. Know what you want to say. Know the effect you want it to have. Understand it from their point of view. First card, Six of Swords. Six of Swords, we're going to wait on shore here. We're not going to push out too quickly. We're going to wait for that motor to appear, perhaps to make our trip a little easier, our path a little easier. But we are ready. We are prepared. We have the knowledge we need in order to go forward. We have the people surrounding us we need in order to go forward. We're ready to step into perhaps new adventures, new loves, new relationships, new partnerships, new opportunities. New ways of, it could be your whole routine changes. I mean, we're leaving land and what we did when we used to get up in the morning in a house, and we're going out in this boat, and we're going to be waking up different to different surroundings and different ways of doing. So don't be too surprised if over the next several weeks your routine starts to transform into something different. So be knowledgeable of that, be conscious of that, and say, do I want this in my routine going forward? And expect the changes to be there in your routines going forward and in where you are actually going forward. But there's some kind of hesitation. We'll see what the other cards say, but I think there's some kind of hesitation that we need to take there. Of course, we've got that pole in our hand and we can push off at any time, but then we only have that pole to navigate ourselves through the unknown, right? We could be heading rapids. It could be smooth sailing all the way. We don't know. But I think we need to hold off. There's some piece of information coming in that will allow us to know exactly when to move forward and with what tools we're going to do it with, maybe with what people we're going to do it with. We have the Strength card. So this is really standing, this is standing in your truth. This is not trying to bully anybody or allowing people to bully you. To strong arm, to manipulate, to threaten. So you could be on either side of that. You could be the one actually handing it out or the one getting it. And this is not a time where you can allow that. You need to walk with integrity. You have to earn things like trust and respect. And this quote just popped into mind, so it means something here for you guys. People of integrity expect to be believed, and when they're not, they let time prove them right. So it's not where you need to stand on the top of the hill this week and shout to everybody, this is who I am, this is how I want to be treated, this is where I belong, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my desire, these are my feelings, this is my emotion, this is my career I want. None of that. We're not going to be boasting about how great we are. We're not going to be boasting about where we're going, but we are just slowly going to do it step by step and concentrate on where we're actually going. It's making the plan, developing the plan, walking with it's showing rather than saying. It's, do as I say and not as I do is not something that we want to say this week. It's rather pay attention. What I'm doing is what I really want to do, and I hope you're with me. And the people who love you and the people who respect you will be at your side when you finally turn around. Because here we're not facing them. We don't know who's with us really yet, perhaps. Or maybe this is a defining week for who goes forward with us. And if you feel that you have to hold a chair or a whip in order to get that lion to obey, to not hurt you, that's not the case. It's your love, it's your beauty, it's your compassion, it's your empathy, it's your courage, it's your strength. Those are the reasons that lion loves you and respects you and would never harm you, and knows that you would never harm it. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I kind of get this wrong vibe from the Knight of Pentacles lately. This is, once again, our egos are kind of ruling us, and we can't let our ego take over, and it looks like your ego really wants to push out front there. We could get a little snippy. A little bit too big for our britches. We ride that horse. And so it's kind of like we're giving the control. I kind of get it as lately we're giving our control away. Right? If that horse wants to bolt, we have no recourse. We'll have to go with the horse. So we can't really be putting this much trust into the horse in our path forward. So we can't be putting that much trust into others, leading the way to safety, leading the way to abundance, leading the way to the dream, the goal, the relationship that we want. There has to be some sort of control here. Now, we also have got that pentacle right up front. We're just holding it there. That's my worth. That's my value. It's almost like you are boasting at how big your pentacle is. That sounded wrong. What you have, who you are. We're not in armor, so it's more of a casual outing for us. We don't even have a weapon, anything to protect us. So be careful about putting yourself too much out there this week. Okay. See what our next card is. Oh, the Eight of Wands appears. With the Strength, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is, I get this magical sense. There's so much more that appears on the horizon than that you thought was possible before. Now, I would think this is more work, career, what you do in the community. And so this is about dreaming bigger. This is about putting your focus on your tomorrow. The World card. So this is love and relationships. When the World card appears, relationships transform. Some end, some begin, some go to the next level, a deeper level, some put a little bit more distance. This is like being at the end of a chapter in your relationships, whether it is a lover, a best friend, people within the community that you are close to, family, partnerships, alliances. And so expect transformation with the people that you are connected with. See what our final card is, and then I'll look at the cards as a whole, because I believe there's a story within these cards that is going to come out that's going to be amazing. King of Pentacles is your final card. The King of Pentacles is grounded. He's secure. He takes calculated risks. He's probably one of the most abundant, wealthiest of the kings. He builds security, firm foundations, lasting success. And this could be whether it's a relationship that we're talking about, or we could be talking about career and what you do within the community, or could be your spirituality and your health as well. Now, we are wearing a crown of a living vine, so it's always about renewal, new starts, new beginnings, new ideas. But usually the King of Pentacles, his new idea is only a twist on something that is old, something that is already grounded, something that already works. You know, it's like the toaster. My kids hated the toaster I had when they were young, because I had one of those and the sides were like this. And you had little handles here, little wooden handles, but they were really tiny. And usually you burnt yourself. And you would open it up, it would lay flat. You'd put the bread on each one and you'd close it up and the elements would be inside. And then you'd have to check it to make sure it wasn't burning, because it didn't flip open or anything. That was up to you to get to the toaster in time. And then you'd flip that really hot piece of bread over and you'd put it back up again and you'd toast the other side. And, today for toasters, we just push a button, it pops up at the right time. We can set it for low, we can set it for, a well done piece of toast. We can do bagels and all kinds of different breads and different, but the thing I liked about those ones is because you could put the butter on it and you could put it up and the butter wouldn't go on the elements and wreck the elements, but it was like really good to have the butter actually toasted into the bread, I'm telling you. And so it's kind of like evolving something that already works into something better, more substantial, more sustainable. So when we are looking at our relationships, you have to ask yourself if the relationship that you are in is holding you back into stepping into something different, wonderful, beautiful, something that you hope for, want in your life. It's a dream, it's a passion, it's a desire, and it also represents who you are as a person. That's very important. Your values, your values. And it may set you on some kind of brand new path in order to bring in new relationships, different relationships, a new group of people perhaps in your environment, in your life. But they have to have a lot of your core values. There has to be, and there's strong alliances there. So I would say to get out and shake hands and meet new people and look for new groups to mingle with, and I think you will get new experiences out of that, something to actually broaden your horizon. Don't take unnecessary risks this week. That's probably that's kind of huge, and it's even in what you say and how you treat people. Sometimes we can lash out on the people that are closest to us because we know they'll be there when all the dust settles. And this isn't a week to lash out on anybody. So sometimes we need to look within and understand why we feel that way and deal with it. And not deal with it the way that we have been dealing with it, because that was lashing out on somebody who really didn't deserve it. But there's definitely a huge turning point in friendships, and I think you're going to see over the next several weeks a change in some of the people that you are associating with for different reasons. Part of it could be they're not supporting you on your journey forward. But there's something about moving too quickly and jumping to conclusions as well. So we want to really think things out when it comes to relationships. Do I really want to build on this relationship, make it stronger? Is the support there? Is the mutual trust and respect there? Um, and really trusting your sage wisdom, Yes, a little bit of your intuition, definitely your gut, but your sage wisdom, I think, plays a main role in guiding you in the right direction this week. So pay attention. Pay attention. Absolutely. There is a lot of abundance and happiness and joy that is awaiting for you. That's very evident with the King of Pentacles being your final card. And don't stoop to somebody else's mentality. Stay within your integrity. Don't lose your cool. The minute you lose your cool, you've lost the fight, okay? And so there's a lot of scientific evidence to back that one up. Probably also personal knowledge. So take a step back if you have to. Really think through your words and what you want to say. Your words can push you into success right now. So this is the time too, to have those conversations about moving forward with, maybe it's within your job, maybe it's within your career, and expanding those horizons. Remember, we had the Eight of Wands there, so it's the expansion of the path forward and seeing bigger and better and new and different, and perhaps embracing something like that. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.